All right, Shalom. This is the brother Rayab from the Cleveland branch here at GMS. Coming back at you to the power and spirit of the Most High and the Son, who the world any calls God and Jesus Christ. But in the Paleo Hebrew, we would know the Father as Yahweh, which means He exists or He is to be. And for the Son to be Yahweh Shah, which means He is the Savior or He's the deliverer for the nation of Israel. And the nation of Israel consists of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native and Seminole Indians that have been scattered abroad via slavery, man. We as God's chosen people, man. And before I get into this lesson, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakar Kodash. I'd like to give double honors to my apostles and my elders at Great Millstone, who rule and teach well, the real true leaders of all Israel on earth today. If you can receive it, I'd like to give peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, man, that's scattered abroad, man, that's teaching this truth, learning this truth, who've been ordained from the foundations of the earth, man. To y'all, I'd like to say shalom. And I'm going to just go into a couple parables, Lord willing, it'll be edifying, man. I'm going to start off with, well, it's going to be about Luke, because it got a couple parables I just want to touch up on. So it's Luke chapter 18, verse 1. And he spake a parable unto them. And the parable is like a riddle, a mystery, you know what I mean? So it says that man always to pray and not be faint, man, because to pray, man, you got to constantly throw up prayers to the Most High, man. You got to every day, all day, man. Pray, man. You can't pray too much, man. Pray for the wicked to be destroyed, man. Pray for the kingdom to come in, man. Pray for the elect, man. Pray for all this evil and wickedness, man, to come to an end, man, and our kingdom come up, man. Pray that Esau go down, man, and not be faint, man, to not be weak, man. You got to be strong, man. You got to gird up your loins like man, man. We are men, man. We are kings. We princes, man. It's time to get in that rulership mentality, man. But it says, verse 2, saying there was in the city a judge which feareth not God, neither regarded man. So it was a judge, man. He didn't care about the Most High. He didn't care about man. It says, and there was a widow in that city, and she came unto him, saying, avenge me of my adversaries. So it was a woman, man, and she had adversaries, and it was an unjust judge who didn't care about God or man, and she went to him crying and asked him to help her. And he would not for a while, meaning he said no, but it says for a while. So it means, let me just finish. It says, but afterward he said within himself, though I fear not God, nor regard man, yet this widow troubled me. Meaning she just kept on, crying to him. And this is a person who didn't care. It says, I will avenge her, lest by her continual coming she worry me. Meaning she got to him, you know what I mean? Just kept on coming, asking him. Verse 6. And the Lord said, hear what the unjust judge said, and shall not Yahweh avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear long with them, man? So if an unjust judge could, you feel me, hear this woman crying, what you think the Most High doing, man? The Most High hear your cries. He hear your prayers. So if that unjust judge could avenge that lady of her enemies, what you think Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai go do for his elect on their enemies, man? So keep on praying, man. Keep on praying and don't get weak in the spirit, man. That's exactly what that's saying, man. It says, I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on earth? Because this is going to be so bad, man. It's going to be like, man, ain't nobody going to have no faith but the elect, man. Okay, I'm going to go into this other parable is right here, too. It says, and he spake this parable unto certain which trusteth in themselves that they were righteous and despise others. So I guess, well, no, I ain't gonna say I guess. I'm gonna just keep on reading. It says, two men went up into the temple to pray, the one a Pharisee and the other a publican. The Pharisee stood and prayed this with himself: God, I thank thee that I am not as other men are, extortioners, unjust, adulterers, or even as this publican. Talk about the man that he was standing next to. He thanking God that he's this and that he's that and he's not like other men. It says, I fast twice in the week. I give tithes of all that I possess. And the publican standing afar off would not lift up so much as his eyes unto heaven, but smote upon his breast, saying, God, God, be merciful to me, a sinner. I tell you, this man went down to his house justified rather than the other. For everyone that exalteth himself shall be abased, and he that humbleth himself shall be exalted, man. Simple as that, man. So the one guy knew he was a sinner, man. He wasn't prideful. He was based and low, man. It says, verse 14, I tell you, this man went down to his... Now, I'm going to start up 13 again. And the publican, standing afar off, would not lift up so much as his eyes unto heaven. That's that meekness. That's that humbleness. As you know, he was a sinner, but smote upon his breast, saying, sweet beating on his chest, saying, God, be merciful to me, a sinner. Letting you know that he was saying, I please have mercy on me. I know I'm a sinner. I tell you, this man went down to his house justified rather than the other. For everyone that exalted himself, like the publican, no, like the Pharisee, shall be abased and brought low. And he that humbleth himself, like the publican, shall be exalted, man. So that's what it's about, man. Just two little quick parables, man. So with that, man, I give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Shem Yahushai, by Shem Rakar Kodash. Double honor to the elders, peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, Shalom, and Abad Babal.